We're now speaking to Stephen Brown. Now, Stephen, how did you get involved in wheelchair rugby?
Okay, well, in June 2005, I was involved in an accident in which I fell off a balcony. When I landed, I busted my neck, broke my neck, and from then on I've been in a wheelchair. I was always very sporty and active before my accident, whether it was football, rugby, basketball, skydiving, canoeing, whatever it may be, and a big part of my life was sport. And I was really worried that now being in a wheelchair and my life changing so dramatically, there wouldn't be any sport that I could really be involved in. I was lucky enough to be shown by the physiotherapists whilst I was in hospital at Stoke Mandeville Hospital the sport of wheelchair rugby, and I decided it was something that I wanted to do, get involved in.
What is your training regime, Steve?
My training regime now is quite intense. When I first started out as a new player, the sport was very much a hobby, something to do. Gave me some involvement and an interaction and a sport to play. But then as I've progressed in the sport, got better at the sport, done well in the sport, it's gone a long way from being a hobby, and now it's a lifestyle, and I'm a full-time athlete. My training regime is quite intense. I play rugby for 3 to 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. I swim 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm in the gym 4 or 5 times a week. So on average, probably about 25 hours a week of training of one sort or another.
Okay, we're speaking to Steve Brown here at BRFM on the Monday Night Community Show. We're joined with Steve Brown here at BRFM. Now, Steve, what international tournaments have you been involved in?
I've been very, very lucky to be part of a very successful wheelchair rugby team. With Great Britain, we were European Cup winners in 2008, which actually opened the doors for us to go to the Paralympics. If we didn't win that competition, we wouldn't have had a place, and then we were successful enough to be 4th at the Paralympics. With London Wheelchair Rugby Club, we've been European Cup winners in 2007, 2008, and then on home soil we've been undefeated National League champions now for the last 4 years. So very, very good and successful team that I'm lucky to be part of.
How will Swale Lions money help you, Steve?
The money that Swale Lions donates to me is going to make things so much easier. If it wasn't for the likes of Swale Lions and other charities that have helped me, through this, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. People's support and generosity actually opens the doors to let me play these sports, and these sports are my life. And if it wasn't for the sports, and I don't know what I would be doing or what my goals would be in life. The financial support the Swale Lions have given me means that I've got the money for the sport, whether it's be travelling or whether it's equipment. It all adds up. It's quite an expensive sport to play. The chairs and the equipment and my travel costs work out to be quite a substantial sum. And if it wasn't for their donations, I wouldn't be able to afford to do it.
What are your plans for the future?
My future plans, to do as well as I can in the sport. Ultimately, my goal is the Paralympics in 2012. But between now and then, there's the World's competition. We've got European competitions. There's lots and lots of games between now and then that I've got to train for and practice for. But ultimately, to be part of a successful Team GB at the Olympics and Paralympics.
Steve, I'd like to thank you very much for speaking to us here at BRFM.